Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ferdinand Rosati. With NPM 234111069, from Management Class 23A, on this occasion I will present material entitled Capital Market. Understanding the capital market. The capital market is a meeting place for companies that need capital, issuers, and companies that invest capital, investors, in the stock market/exchange, BJ and BS. The instruments traded are shares and bonds. Capital market instruments. Stocks. Shareholders are the owners of the company. The profits obtained are in the form of dividends. Capital distribution according to law. Basic capital, first capital. Issued capital, namely capital that has been sold. And the amount is 25% of the capital. Paid capital, capital that has actually been paid in. Namely 50% of the issued capital. Shares in portfolio, namely capital that is still in the form of shares that have not been sold. Authorized capital, issued capital. Types of shares. In terms of transitional methods. Bearer stocks. Shares where the owner's name is not written. Shares, etc. Shares in the name, registered stocks, contain the name of the owner, and if transferred, certain conditions are required. In terms of collection rights. Ordinary shares, common stocks. Preferred shares, preferred stocks. Are shares that obtain primary rights in dividends and assets if the company is liquidated. Capital market instruments. The second. Bonds. Bonds are a debt instrument for companies that want to obtain capital. The profits obtained are in the form of coupons. Types of bond. In terms of guarantee. Bonds with collateral, secured bonds. These are bonds that are guaranteed by certain guarantees. These types of bonds are guaranteed bonds, mortgage bonds, collateral trust bonds, and equipment bonds. Unsecured bonds. The bonds given are only in the form of trust, for example debenture bonds and subordinate bonds issued by the government. Types of bond. In terms of guarantee. Bonds with collateral, secured bonds. These are bonds that are guaranteed by certain guarantees. These types of bonds are guaranteed bonds, mortgage bonds, collateral trust bonds, and equipment bonds. That's the brief material I can convey. I end with Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.